Good evening, and this is going to be a little video of everything that I did to the Montgomery Ward. This is a 72 Montgomery Ward variable speed 15. I wasn't able to get this video out before the actual build off ended, but yeah, this is a video of how everything works, what I did. And one other thing is, if you are a member of ATLTF.com, All Terrain Lawn Tractor Forum, you can go and vote. There's two finishers this year because, just with the COVID and all that stuff, so kind of disappointing, but we were the two that made it through the whole year, so is what it is. If you're not a member right now, you cannot vote. All new members' requests are on standby until the ATLTF build-off is complete and done and over with the voting. So let's get into what all I did to this tractor. Alright, so to start off, this is a 1972 Montgomery Ward Variable Speed 15. This was built by Gilson. These tractors, this body design, this body style, they came in Gilsons, Squires, and Montgomery Wards. They're strong tractors, they're beefy frames, everything about it is rock solid. So what I got on here right now is a 27 by 12 by 12 Interco Super Swamper Vampires, TSL ATV right there. They're on a 12 by 8.5 rim. These are stock rims. I just flipped it. My spare tires is over here. These are 26 by 12 by 12 Super Swamper, Interco Super Swamper TSL ATVs. These are on 12 by 7 wide rims. The fronts here match the TSLs, and they are 22 by 9 by 10s. Now, how I managed to run them on this cast iron axle is they have go-kart 4-lug with bearings hubs with a 1-inch spacer on either side. I had to use a spacer here for the hub. It's just an extra bearing I had, but there's a 1-inch spacer on it to kick it out farther. The rims are 10 by 7s. Also, the neat thing about this axle is with it being, cast iron, it also has these tabs to beef it up. These tabs are from the factory like this. Now, I talked to a buddy of mine, Creepy Crawler, about this, and to stiffen these up, he had an idea on to throw a tab in here on either side, the front and back side, to stiffen it up even more due to me having to kick the tires out so far. I had a set of wheel spacers for the back, but the center wasn't large enough to go over this indentation. So I will be getting wheel spacers. I'm thinking about probably going with 2-inch, kick it out even more, because I felt every time I went up over a root, it wanted to throw me off the tractor. These footboards, I will show you a photo. These footboards, there's an identical one on the other side that would have been here and bolted in the center. This was the belt, I don't know what you want to call it. It was on top of the deck to keep your feet from the pulleys and belts of the deck. So it's kind of like a guard, a shield, I don't know what you want to call it, but these would have been the actual footboards on either side of the tractor that you would have put your foot on top of the deck. What I did was I cut it, shaped it, and put it in here for footboards. Because this design tractor originally had the footboards that went like this. I'll show you an image that slid over this. Still a little muddy from the rump. Couldn't really clean it up that great. Just how it is. But I have a piece of Murray wide body C-channel there. I can't remember the dimensions. It's like 38 inches all the way across. I welded it in to the base there on either side. Really stout, strong. So yeah, threw me some handles on the side here. You can see the paint flaked. Those work really good on hills and stuff. This seat is off a Murray wide body. This originally did not come with seat suspension. I went ahead and added it. This is off a Husqvarna LGT 2554 2009. So that went on there really good. Bolted it right in. You can see I actually bent this on the last ride. That side's bent down. That side's bent up. I have no clue how I did it. But these springs went on there too. Went ahead and put a handle in the back for the trunk to help me lift it up. This is a shaft-driven tractor that goes back to a 90-degree gearbox. This is packed in really tight. I have a 4-inch gearbox pulley, which would technically be like the engine pulley, and then a 2.5 on the bottom. I plan to bump the bottom one up to a 3-inch so I can run a 5/8 belt, and I'm going to see if I can squeeze a 4.5-inch upper pulley. Another thing, this is a Peerless 2300, real nice wide cast iron transaxle. Got some weight to it. This bin came in here stock from the factory. I like to completely close this in with a floor, box it in so I have storage. That's eventually. I have a rack here. This grate across here is actually off of a grill that you would cook on. Cut down the grate, welded it in real good. This isn't actually my design for a rack. Came off of one of these parts tractors, but I had to redo everything because all the welds were junk. It all rusted up. Had to re-weld all the bracings in. Those are rebar, so that's all freshly welded in. But I basically went off to the design that was there previously. Took this tow hook off my Gilson Workhorse. Have a 3/7/8 ball on there. 2 tow hooks off of the old 84 Chevy K10 up there lifted. So that's what's going on there. Alright, so you can see down here at the bottom, that's the 2.5-inch pulley. I need to create a belt guard for the bottom there. I just didn't have time to do it. Surprisingly, it did not fall off during the ride. Alright, so the paint scheme is a little interesting. I did not like the sticker at all, but I wanted Montgomery Ward on the side, so what I did was I taped this off and painted it. This paint job was actually, it was kind of based off of a buddy of mine's Montgomery Ward, but I did change some things up, so it wasn't exactly the same tractor. He went with green and black, and I went with the blue and black. I've had major issues with starter generators. I don't know what's going on, but this one works. Got the shroud. A lot of these are missing the belt shroud for the, or the belt guard, whatever you want to call it, for the starter pulley. This is my throttle. I need to shape this and make it better, rounded or whatnot. I need to beef up my support there. This is off a 79 YZ125 dirt bike, Japan. It worked extremely good. I'll show you how I hook that up to the motor in just a second. These are fog lights off of that 69 right there. Mine was missing whenever I got the tractor. I've had this tractor for a couple years now. Also have a 8-inch or 9-inch LED bar. It's flood on the outside and spot in the middle, or it's opposite. It worked in really good. This tractor was also missing the, I think it's called a bezel or something like that. I don't really like them anyway, so to me it's fine. This is a winch pumper I built. I would like to build some better supports in the bottom, but it's fine. The shape of it, you see it's the same width as a tractor. It comes out on an angle and then flat in the front. This is a Badlands ZXR 3500 winch. Very nice winch. This here is a muffler I stole off of one of my parts tractors because straight pipes, a little annoying. Didn't have enough back pressure, you know what I'm saying, but torque-wise, I can tell a difference with this muffler. I bought a new one, didn't come in time, so I just gotta go pick it up. This is a new carburetor. Had issues with the float sticking. I got a tune-up kit. You can see a new belt. It's missing the shroud, the mesh shroud cover, but it is what it is. That's that other footboard. This used to be the deck engagement with the arm. Took that off, but I kept this. I am running a 600 and something cc car battery. I've got a clutch spring here. I had a rod that screws to this, comes up, so I can really pull in the rod to crank down on my clutch to add better belt tension. That I wasn't able to finish painting these. I had done that with a Sharpie, and I don't like it, so I could take that off and paint it. But I would like to do the shift pattern right there. What else? Okay, under the hood. Now my plan with this is to cut this right here on the seam where the two pieces of the hood was put together and welded. I want to cut the seam in, weld some hinges underneath, finish cutting this around the end there, bolt this up solid. So what this is this black piece of the hood comes straight up, and I have a kicker that holds it up. This won't move because I can only open this up so much due to the winch. That's all I can do. So that's something I definitely need to do. I still got to paint that where all the for the light bar mount. That is a Murray C channel. That's how my spring setup is. It comes down. I got a return spring on the top of that. That goes down to the points and condenser that I no longer use because I am running a electric ignition coil. You can see I had to adjust the spring a bunch of times to figure out exactly which way it needs to be for enough governor lift up. I'm using a fish weight at the moment to hold that line on there because I wasn't able to get it to that little hole in that blue rod. So I'm doing that. I do need to figure out something better, but for now it works. I need to adjust that lower nut down farther to be able to get some like 4,000 RPMs out of it. You can see if you go back and on my ride video, my battery slid forward and arced out, and I got 2 holes in my shroud, which is super nice. But that's my battery right there. Other than that, everything worked out good. I didn't have time to wire up my winch, but the good thing is the lights and this are just accessories. So I figured as the Romplin one, I'd find things that would need to be tweaked, upgraded. So basically the main things is beef up my foot throttle, belt guard, parking brake spring, cut the hood, weld some hinges in, wire up the winch, wire up the headlights, adjust the little screw on the governor arm, and I think that's about it. I would like to raise the seat up higher because I noticed trying to reach around me to grab this, it just wasn't working. But other than that, I'm very pleased with the build. You guys let me know what you think. What's your thoughts? And what else would you do to this tractor? Thank you for stopping by to watch this video. I apologize for not being able to get this on my build thread soon enough. Yeah, there's 12 more days of voting, and if you remember, don't forget to head over there and vote for your favorite build. The other guy has a stretched, it looks like a Dynamark, I can't remember what he called it, with the utility bed. Very, very cool build. I know he didn't get to finish up a lot of things he was wanting to do, same as me. I was in a rush all the way to the end. Still got a couple more things I want to do. But yeah, check his build out, his thread. He'll be linked if you go on the main page. It'll say vote, 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 just a bunch of votes. tap there where it says vote here, and that's how you go in and you just select which one you want. There's 2 images of our tractors in our build videos, so make sure you check those out. And again, appreciate it. Take care, and please make sure you go and vote. Take care.